Hey, everyone, welcome to 996 The Howl for the uninitiated. This is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes, and it's finally over. 7 games straight against the St. Louis Blues, and the Coyotes come out on top, winning 4 out of the 7. The record was 4-2 and 1 overtime loss, which is exceptional for the Coyotes. Going into this, we didn't know it was going to be 7 games, obviously. A lot of things happened as the games went along, but if you were to tell the fans that they were going to play 7 games against the Stanley Cup champions of 2 years ago and they would go 4-2 and 1 against them, that seemed pretty unbelievable to hear. But the Coyotes stuck with it every single game. They played competitive in every game. Each game was a chess match, whether it was a defensive battle like this afternoon or a track meet like Saturday night where both teams were scoring each and every way. But a 1-0 win to close it out and to finally get some rest. They have about 3.5 days before their next opponent, the LA Kings, on Thursday. But just a wonderful series. Great job by both teams. The Blues played a great series as well, competitive too. No team took a night off, and the St. Louis Blues actually deserved to win this afternoon, I would say. Even though the Coyotes won, I felt the Blues came out hard in the second and in the third as well. The Blues looked really dangerous. I would say the Coyotes didn't really deserve to win this game. Their lone goal, Clayton Keller's goal, came off the momentum going the wrong way. Again, I've mentioned this in another video before, but usually these types of games happen against the Coyotes, where the Coyotes have a lot of offensive zone time. They have a lot of offensive pressure. They're playing better than their opponent. But for some reason, just one mistake or one play will end up in the back of the net, and that would be the game. I mean, Coyotes fans know true and well that happens a lot against the Coyotes. So it's good to see it happen for the Coyotes. Some puck luck, some good luck, and they eke out a 1-0 win. Darcy Kuemper played exceptional. It was a good defensive game by the Coyotes. Good defensive coverage. A bit too uncomfortable at times, especially in the second period, where the Blues had that 2-man advantage, but the Coyotes managed to do it. In the third period, I'm not sure what Talkett says to these guys in the second intermission going into the third period, because it looks like their offensive instinct just sort of dies whenever they have a lead going into the third period, especially this afternoon. They had 2 power plays in the third period in a 1-0 game. You expect the Coyotes to get an insurance mark or increase that lead however desperate you can, but they treat their power plays in the third period like time wasters. Like, instead of saying, hey, we have an opportunity here to score more goals, it's more like, hey, the opposition team isn't going to score because they have to penalty kill for 2 straight minutes, so that's time off the clock. It seems like that's how the Coyotes play and how their power plays ended up being in the third period, because those power plays were really bad. And maybe some work needs to be on it. It's been a while since they scored a power play goal. I think since they were in St. Louis last week was the last power play goal. But other than that, it's good that the Coyotes were competitive. They showed up this afternoon. I was hoping they didn't fall flat on their face in the last game of the series, and it's good. It's a good measuring stick, good adversity for this young team. This is now 3 playoff-like series they've had in about 6 months. They had the play-in series against Nashville, the actual playoff series against the Avalanche, and 7 straight games against the Blues. For a young core team just looking to take that next step, these series of games is tremendous experience that they could carry it with them. If they ever do make the playoffs this season or in subsequent seasons, they could use these 7 straight games as a perfect example of how to play them, how to prepare for them, and how to execute. And I just hope the Coyotes learn from this. It was a very chess match-like series, and it was a high-intense games. They were high-intense games that if they do face teams like the LA Kings, San Jose Sharks, Anaheim Ducks, Minnesota Wild, and there's no intensity or fire there, I hope the Coyotes just don't back off. They got to treat every game like they treated every game against St. Louis. They got to go in hard. They got to do their homework, put on the work boots, and get to work, be hard on pucks. And we're seeing that this new Coyotes this season is totally different from last season. They throw their bodies so much. They don't give the opposing team much time and space before they're closing the gaps and hitting the opposing team along the boards. You wouldn't see Michael Grabner doing that or Hinostroza. You saw Brad Richardson do that a couple times, but he was an older veteran and he didn't have the energy to do it night in and night out. So the fact that Bill Armstrong let all those guys go and injected some young hard hitters on the team who hit hard and play the body, and they don't use their sticks to get pucks, they actually use body position. It's working out well. Tyler Pitlick's a great example of it. Even Dryden Hunt, who scored Saturday night his first Coyote goal, if he's going to get beat on a play, he doesn't go fishing with his stick. He'll just close off the opposing player with his body so that the opposing player can't generate anything, can't go anywhere. So the Coyotes, these new Coyotes players are sort of like, if I'm not going to go anywhere, the other team's not going to go anywhere too, whereas some of the speedy guys of yesteryear wouldn't have done that. So it's great to see this new makeup of the team actually working. I would assume that last year's Coyotes would not be able to go toe-in-toe night in and night out with the St. Louis Blues. I think the team that's made up now is matched good with the Blues. They play similar style. The Blues have some better offense, but obviously when Bill Armstrong is coming from the St. Louis Blues, you would expect him to build his new team like his old team. So they have the LA Kings Thursday. They got to get their juices rejuvenated. Drake Caggiula and Nick Hjalmarsson are still on injured reserve. Hopefully they come back for Thursday. They're both skating, so hopefully we see both of those players injected into the lineup, because that third line, I harped on them last video, but Kessel, Brassard, they need Drake Caggiula on that line. They need a bit of a spark, and Dryden Hunt's doing well, but I feel like Drake Caggiula is more of an energizer bunny who has more of an offensive upside than Hunt. Hunt is basically the guy who crashes the net and picks up dirty pucks. I would like Hunt and Hayden to rotate on that fourth line with Fisher. Johan Larsson's going to come back Thursday. His suspension will be over, which was a questionable suspension to begin with. But I'm glad the Coyotes took this, experiment and task and test, and they put in a full effort and they come out on top, and hopefully they carry it with them throughout the season, and they show that they belong with the top guys in this division. The St. Louis Blues are a top 3 team in this division. Everyone pegged them to be top 3, and the Coyotes are right there with them. They match their competitiveness, and that's all great news, and they just got to keep going to work and keep cracking at it. And we'll see how Minnesota comes out of their COVID break, their 2-week-long break, almost 2.5 weeks long. And so the Minnesota fault a bit, and the Coyotes keep pushing the points along. We can see the Coyotes establish themselves as a playoff team and a top 4 team in this division. So let's hope that all comes to truth. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support.